So this video will be covering lesson 10-1. So let's start with the review for mastery. This is about three-dimensional figures. So a polyhedron, here's the definition, is a three-dimensional figure whose faces are polygons. There are two types of polyhedrons. There are prisms and there are pyramids. So here's some pictures of prisms, and here are some pictures of pyramids. Now, prism has two bases that are congruent and parallel polygons. So the bases would be this bottom part. So let's highlight this so we understand where the bases are. So right here would be one base, and right here would be another base. So it's the top and the bottom. So these bases are congruent and they are parallel. So they won't ever touch. So if I draw a line that goes here, they will never touch. It's completely parallel. The other faces are parallelograms or rectangles. So all these are rectangles or parallelograms. But basically everything on here is a rectangle or a parallelogram, and you can use the formula base times height if you're finding the area. Now, prisms and pyramids are named by their bases. So we'll get to the naming on the back side of this. A pyramid has one base that is a polygon. Its faces are triangles that meet at one vertex. So here is basically where the vertex is, and all of these lines meet right there. And so this is a pyramid. And pyramids are easy to know what they are, basically because we have all seen pictures of the pyramids in Egypt, right? So we have something to refer to. Now look at the figure at the right. Its base is a what? So the base is the bottom or top. If you look at the base here, what shape is this? So it is a rectangle. Now it could possibly be a square, but we don't know if these sides are really equal, so it's safer to say it's a rectangle. Its faces are, now the faces have to do with all of these sides here. So if we look at one of the faces, this would be an example of one of the faces. So this would be a face, and the shape is a triangle. All the faces are triangles. It is it's called a square pyramid. Now the reason why it's a square pyramid is because they're saying that this wasn't a rectangle, it was a square. Now we don't assume it right away, but based on the answer, that means that this bottom part, all four sides are actually equal. So this would be a square pyramid. So look at the figure at the right. It has two congruent and parallel bases that are what? Two congruent and parallel bases. Now what kind of shape is this? It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a pentagon. Its bases are rectangles, and if you go back to the notes, is it a prism or a pyramid? Well, this would be a prism. So since the faces are rectangles, the notes call this a prism. So this is called a pentagonal prism. If a three-dimensional figure has a face that is curved, it is not a polyhedron. Is each figure a polyhedron? So basically, let's start with what is not one, right? So we have 3, 4, and 5. Which one has a curved surface? So this has a curved surface, okay? And then that means the other ones are actually either prisms or pyramids. So let me write out your 3 choices so you can answer 3, 4, and 5. So you have not a polyhedron, polyhedron that is a prism, and a polyhedron that is a pyramid. So here are 3 different choices. Not a polyhedron, polyhedron that is a prism, and a polyhedron that is a pyramid. Look through 3, 4, and 5 and label those. Okay, go to practice A 10-1. Now, easiest way to do this, because you're going to describe the base of each prism or pyramid, then choose the name of the prism or pyramid from the box. So if you notice, the process we were doing in 1 and 2 is we started off with the shape that was at the base, and then we said whether it was a prism or a pyramid. So on each one of these, let's first name the bottom. So this bottom here is a triangle, right? So there we go, no problem. Okay, triangle. It has a triangle base, and then is this a prism or a pyramid? So it would be a pyramid. Now before you go too far with it, you know it's triangle and a pyramid, and look at your word bank. How should we really call it? A triangular pyramid. Let's do one more, and then you can take off and try this on your own. Okay, so number 2 is pretty easy. Let's go to number 5. So I'm looking at the base here, and the base is going to be a rectangle, and this looks like it's going to be a prism. It's a prism and not a pyramid, because a pyramid, remember, it meets all at one point. So this is a pyramid because it actually converges to one point, right? So what has a close to rectangle prism? So rectangular prism. Rectangular prism is your actual answer. Okay. Now if you get lost on any of these, what I want you to do is just do a simple search. Let's say I don't know what an octagonal prism looks like. So what you can do is go to the internet, type in octagonal prism, images. Here's some images of an octagonal prism. All of these are images. So you go back down here and find which one you think it is. Okay, that's the end of lesson 10-1 for this video. Next video will be lesson 10-2.